All right, again, apologize for the audio. The audio is just not that good, not up to my normal standards, but I just want to get these out to you as quickly as possible. So we're going to solve this. You'll notice that the topic here is quadratic equations, and we're going to simplify all irrational and complex solutions. Okay, so let's just see where this takes us. Remember whether or not it's factorable. So you always want to look through for the GCF, and this is a trinomial. It's not the difference of two squares, and so looks like we're looking for factors of 10 that negative 10 that add up to positive 3. Because remember, 2 times negative 5 is negative 10, and positive 3, so that would give us a 5 and a negative 2. Okay, so this means that I've got W plus 5 and W minus 2, okay, but then I have to, because this is the saw method, I have to divide these guys by 2, okay. So this means that my answer is actually, I don't even have to rewrite it now because it's going to be negative 5 over 2 and positive 1. Because remember, I'm just trying to solve it. If I needed to factor this, it would have looked like 2W plus 5 and then W minus 1. So those guys would have given me these two answers. But since I'm after the solution anyway, remember this equals 0, all I need is a negative version of this guy, and I need a positive version of this guy. Okay? And these you don't have to check for extraneous solutions. So these guys are good. All right? All right, 48. All right, now this guy is a quadratic, but he is not set to 0. So I'm going to have to move this guy over to this side, and then I will see if he is factorable. Okay, 65 equals 0. So now let's see if there are factors of 65 that add up to 10. And if I look at this real quick, this will save us some time, and the answer is no. So it is unfactorable. That was my instinct, but I just wanted to double check. So now what I got to do is I have to use the quadratic formula. So my A is 1, my B is 10, and my C is 65. Okay. So I'm going to go straight to my formula, and what I like to do first is I like to actually do the inside of the radical first. So let's just go ahead and do that. That's going to be 10 squared minus 4 times A times C. That's going to be 100 minus 65 times 4, which is 26. Okay, so that's going to be a negative 160. All right, negative 160, and because this is a video, I want to make sure that that is okay. I could have did completing the square with this. Looks like the answer key over there is doing completing the square. This will still work though. So what I want to do is I want to, ouch, let me just double check. Yes, okay, we are good. So it's a negative 160. So my I'm going to have to take the square root of negative 160, because remember this is, we're taking the square root of b squared minus 4ac. So I'm going to have to take the square root of this guy, and this is actually 16 times 10. So I'm going to take out a pair of 4's, but I'm also going to take out the I because it's a negative sign. So I'll be left with a 10 right there. Now what I just did is I took care of the radical part so that when I go back to this real formula, I can just go negative 10 plus or minus 4i radical 10. Okay, because I've already taken care of all this, and then that way I can just do a side step here, get this number, put it back into the formula. And then this will be 2 times 1. Now 2 times 1 is obviously just 2, but you'll notice that both of these guys are divisible by 2, so that's negative 5 plus or minus 2i radical 10. Okay, and the I is just a placeholder. So this means that if I were to graph this guy, this quadratic is not going to hit the x-axis, okay, because the solution is imaginary. It's going to be it's going to be above the x-axis somewhere. Okay, so now let's look at this guy right here. And this one is also a quad. Oh, nope, we're not doing 49. Solution's already there. All right, Janelle is standing on a set of bleachers and throws a ball into the air at an initial velocity of 35 feet per second, which is what we see here. The height of the ball h at t seconds is modeled by this guy, so height equals negative 16. Looks like she is standing 6 feet from the ground. How many seconds will it take the ball to reach the ground? Okay, so if we are 6 feet high and we throw it and it hits the ground, whenever you see the word ground, that means when does it equal 0? When is the height equal to 0? So what we're doing is we are doing kind of the same thing here. We are solving for this quadratic to equal 0. When does it equal 0? So if you ever see hitting the ground, that's when it reaches 0. Okay? All right. So let's see. Can't factor of any of this stuff, so my guess is we are going to go straight to the quadratic formula, and that's exactly what it says over there. So I'm going to do that. A equals negative 16, B equals 35, and C equals 6. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my B squared minus 4AC, take care of him separately. So 35 squared, big number, minus 4 times A times C. Now I definitely need a calculator for that one. Alright, so let me grab it. So I'm going to type it in exactly as I see it. 35 squared minus 4 times A times C, which is 6. Okay, 1609. Okay, now let's see if I can, is this a perfect square here? Square root of 1609? Oh, shoot. But you know what? That's actually okay, because we're dealing with a physics problem, okay? So I'm going to leave it just like that. All right. So x equals negative b plus or minus 40.11 divided by 2 times a. Okay. So let's see what we get here. We're probably going to get a negative answer, and then we're going to get a positive answer. We want to get rid of the negative answer because negative seconds don't make any sense. So let's see what we get here when we go negative 35. Let's go plus 40.11. Hit enter. Divide by, we're going to go, oh, let's see, 2. And I notice that I'm putting this into parentheses here. Okay, I'm dividing by both of these. And that gives me a negative answer, so that's not going to work. So let's go back up to the top. Okay, and I'm going to do minus, because remember this is plus or minus, I'm going to subtract that. Now I get negative 75.11, but I'm going to divide by negative 32. Okay, so that's 2.35. So this means that I hit the x-axis, that is the ground, at 2.35 seconds. Okay, just going to just verify that. Okay. All right. So where are we at? 8-minute mark here. Let's see. Be a good division here. Okay, we'll stop right there.